AI Business Brief for March 3, 2026. Claude downloads surged 51% after Anthropic turned down Pentagon AI surveillance work, while OpenAI signed the deal. G.P.T uninstalls jumped 295% in protest. Cursor hit $2 billion in annual revenue despite individual developers defecting to cheaper competitors. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. AI Business Brief, March 3, 2026. Next section, lead story. Next section, OpenAI takes Pentagon contract, triggers mass chat G.P.T. Exodus. OpenAI signed a Department of Defense contract that Anthropic publicly rejected over concerns about AI-powered surveillance and autonomous weapons. The result was an immediate consumer rebellion. G.P.T. app uninstalls spiked 295% day-over-day on Saturday, while Claude downloads jumped 51% and hit #1 in the U.S. App Store for the first time. The numbers tell the story. OpenAI's one-star reviews surged 775%, while 5-star reviews dropped 50%. ChatGPT downloads fell 13% the day after the announcement. Meanwhile, Claude's U.S. downloads matched ChatGPT's for the first time, and the app is now the top free iPhone app in 6 countries including Canada, Germany, and Norway. For small business owners, this matters because your AI tool choices now carry reputational weight. If you use ChatGPT for customer-facing work or marketing content, expect questions from privacy-conscious clients. Consider having Claude as a backup option, especially for sensitive projects. The technology is comparable, the pricing is competitive, $20/month for Claude Pro vs ChatGPT. Plus, and you can point to Anthropic's ethical stance if clients ask. This isn't just about politics, it's about customer trust. TechCrunch. Next section, tools and launches. Next section, Fathom AI Notetaker gets Zapier automation boost. Fathom, the AI meeting transcription tool, now has 6 new Zapier integrations that automatically save transcripts, update your CRM, customer relationship management, and send follow-up emails when calls end. If you run a service business with lots of sales calls or client meetings, this eliminates the manual work of copying meeting notes into HubSpot, Pipedrive, or Google Drive after every conversation. The workflow: Fathom records your Zoom/Teams/Meet calls, generates transcripts and action items, then Zapier automatically creates a Google Doc, updates the contact record in your CRM, and sends a follow-up email with the summary. You never touch it. The time savings add up fast if you're doing 5-10 calls per week. Cost: Fathom starts at free for basic transcription. Zapier starts at free for 100 tasks/month, then $20/month for the starter plan. If you're already using a meeting note taker, connect it to Zapier today and automate the post-call busy work. Zapier blog. Next section, Make vs Zapier for enterprise automation. Zapier published a comparison guide positioning itself against Make, formerly Integromat, for enterprise AI automation. The key differences: Zapier emphasizes ease of use for non-technical teams, while Make offers a visual mind map interface that appeals to people who want to see complex workflow logic. Both platforms are SOC 2 compliant and support SSO. Make is better for teams that like visual workflow builders. Zapier is better if you need marketing, HR, and ops teams building automations without IT support. For most small businesses, Zapier's simpler interface wins because you don't have dedicated IT staff to manage integrations. Bottom line, if you're automating workflows across departments, sales, support, marketing, start with Zapier. If you have a technical team that wants granular control over complex branching logic, evaluate Make. Both offer free trials. Zapier blog. Next section, industry moves. Next section, Cursor doubles revenue to $2/B despite developer defections. AI coding assistant Cursor hit $2 billion in annualized revenue, doubling in 3 months, according to Bloomberg. This happened despite high-profile individual developers switching to Anthropic's Claude Code, which many see as better value for solo devs. The explanation: Cursor shifted focus to corporate customers, who now account for 60% of revenue. Large companies pay more and stick around longer than individual developers. For small business owners, this signals that enterprise-grade AI coding tools are maturing fast. If you're building software in-house or managing developers, budget for AI coding assistants in 2026. They are no longer experimental, they are infrastructure. Competitors: Claude Code, cheaper for individuals; GitHub Copilot, Replit, Lovable. Cursor was last valued at $29.3 billion in November. TechCrunch. Next section: AWS data centers hit by drone strikes in Middle East. Amazon Web Services confirmed 3 facilities in the UAE and Bahrain were damaged by drone strikes tied to the Middle East conflict, taking EC2, S3, and DynamoDB services offline in those regions. AWS warned recovery will take time due to structural damage, fire suppression, water damage, and ongoing regional instability. For businesses with workloads in Middle East AWS regions, this is a wake-up call. Back up your data and consider multi-region deployments. If your app or website relies on a single region, a geopolitical event you can't control can take you offline for days. AWS explicitly told customers to migrate workloads out of the affected zones or accept unpredictable service. Action: log into your AWS console, check where your resources are deployed, and enable cross-region backups if you're in Mi-South 1, Bahrain, or Mi-Central 1, UAE. This isn't theoretical risk anymore. CNBC. Next section: Qualcomm CEO, robotics will be larger opportunity within 2 years. Qualcomm's CEO told CNBC that robotics will become a bigger business than smartphones for the company within 2 years, driven by advances in physical AI models that help robots understand and navigate the real world. Qualcomm launched a Dragonwing robotics processor in January targeting everything from industrial robotic arms to humanoid robots. For small businesses, this matters in 2 ways. First, affordable robotics for warehouses, retail, and service businesses are coming faster than expected. Second, if you run a business that could benefit from automation, inventory management, delivery, facility monitoring, start researching now so you're ready when prices drop. McKinsey forecasts a $370 billion market for general-purpose robots by 2040. RBC Capital Markets predicts $9 trillion for humanoid robots by 2050. Watch for robotics integrations from companies like Amazon, Tesla, and Chinese manufacturers hitting commercial availability in 2027 to 2028. CNBC. Next section: quick wins. Automate your post-meeting follow-up. If you use Fathom, Otter, or any AI meeting note-taker, connect it to Zapier and set up a workflow that automatically creates a CRM note and sends a follow-up email when the call ends. This takes 10 minutes to set up and saves 15 minutes per meeting. If you do 20 meetings a month, that's 5 hours back. Test Claude if you're a G.P.T user. Download the Claude app, try it with the same prompts you normally use with G.P.T, and see if the outputs are comparable. Claude Pro is the same price, $20/month. The context window is larger, 200K tokens vs G.P.T, S128K, and you'll have a backup if OpenAI has an outage or policy change you don't like. Redundancy is cheap insurance. Next section: Outlook. The AI industry split into 2 camps this week: companies willing to build surveillance and weapons systems for the Pentagon, and companies drawing ethical lines. That divide will shape product roadmaps, hiring, and customer loyalty for years. For business owners, the practical takeaway is simple: have a backup AI provider. Whether it's G.P.T vs Claude or Zapier vs Make, Or AWS vs Google Cloud, single vendor dependence is now a business risk. The robotics wave is also accelerating faster than expected, with Qualcomm betting its smartphone business on it. If your business has repetitive physical tasks, start budgeting for automation pilots in 2027. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina, Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.